Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. This story from the Associated Press. Demi Moore is not alone. Close to a third of unmarried American women in their 40s through 60s who date are going out with younger men, according to the most sweeping survey ever conducted on the dating habits and sex lives of midlife singles. By the way, if you're not married, do you really like being called a single? Referring to single people as singles has the stink of death, the air of desperation, the flop sweat. Singles are people who go on singles cruises. They go to singles bars. They go to Jewish singles mixers at synagogues. They're into computer dating. They eat single portions of Campbell's soup at home because they're single. They have soup for one. They have a timetable and a game plan. They don't want to be single. They are singles, but they want to not be single. Singles dances. Singles night at the supermarket. All these pathetic loners who are desperate to find somebody. Singles do not have booty calls. Singles don't get laid. They go on dates. They go on dates to restaurants, and they have uncomfortable conversations with complete strangers, many of whom have bigger problems than they do. Bigger, crookeder noses, they're fatter. People who won't shut up, people who seem to be mentally incompetent. They complain about dating, too, singles do. They're always complaining. You know, I've been on 4 dates this week, and they were all jerks. That's what singles say. Single people. I'm a single. Now, you realize most people I know are not married. I've never heard Dean J. D'Amelio refer to himself as a single. Brett Abbott, a single. Gary Zabransky, one of those swinging singles. Singles, people who refer to themselves as singles, are 45-year-old women who got dumped for the trophy wife. So they go on a cruise looking for eligible men, as they call them. Singles. I talked about Jewish mixers earlier. Now, you know who goes to Jewish mixers? These are people who, and by the way, my grandfather was Jewish. I've been around Jews all my life. The way it works for Jews is this. They're not very Jewish after their bar mitzvahs. They smoke weed, don't drink as much as non-Jews, but they smoke weed. They bang around. They get into fights with their family and blah, blah, blah. Don't talk to anybody. Go off and do their own thing, blah, blah. And then somewhere around 32, 33, when they're still not married, suddenly they refer to themselves as singles. Suddenly they're Jewish all over again. Suddenly they show up at the synagogue on Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur. Suddenly they know the name of their local rabbi. Suddenly they're going to something called a Jewish mixer, a singles mixer, where you're going to meet other Jewish people who forgot about being Jewish for a few years, then came back. Those are singles. Right now, there are thousands of singles coated in SPF 30, floating around in the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean, looking to meet other singles. They will buy drinks for other singles. They will dance. They will cut the rug with other singles out there on the dance floor while a DJ spins their favorite tunes because they're single. All the singles getting together, talking about the problems they're having meeting other singles. The problems of singles. They love talking about the problems. About what it's like to be alone on Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's. You know, I'm single and I'm all alone. It was Christmas Eve, and I was sitting there by myself because I'm single. Maybe a year from now I won't be single anymore, but right now I am single. New Year's Eve, nobody kissed me at midnight. I went to a party. Everybody felt sorry for me because I was the only single. A couple of people came up and gave me a kiss on the cheek at midnight because they felt sorry for me because I'm so goddamn single. I love being single, don't get me wrong, but I'm single. And I want you to know I'm single. Single people network. They talk to all their friends, all their family members, to see if they know anybody else who's single, who they'd like to meet in an uncomfortable blind date, or an uncomfortable meeting at a dinner party at somebody's home. The worst place in the world to have a date, not for singles. Nothing singles like better than going to a dinner party. There's going to be 3 couples, plus 2 open seats for 2 complete strangers who are both single, and they'll meet for the first time, and they'll be there in the comfort of all of their married and living together friends. And hopefully they'll hook up, and they'll become married, and they'll be one of the couples, one of the married people. But until then, they're single. You know, there's lots of unmarried people. What is it about people who insist on using the term single? It reeks of desperation and despair. Currently, I am not married, but I would not call myself single. Just not married. Single really means available. Available to the highest bidder, if there are any bidders. And then maybe you can talk me down on the price. Single. I'm single. I'm single, and I'm desperate. Single women love to buy clothes, not because they like looking at themselves in the mirror. The idea is to attract other singles. Single women watch Sex and the City so they can get fashion tips, how to dress up when you're single. And then you go out on the town. You go to bars where other singles hang out. They used to call them singles bars. That's not cool to call them that anymore, but that's what they still are. Meat markets, call them what you will. Women who go out with rolls of condoms in their purses, hoping not to be single anymore as a result of going out and boozing until they're blind drunk, and then they can blame the booze for why they got laid. You know, I went out to TGI Fridays the other night, had some potato skins and a couple of margaritas, and I met a guy who just got divorced. Yes, we were all together at TGI Fridays in Marina del Rey. And there we were, drinking, and in Marina del Rey, and you know how it is, there's a lot of eligible bachelors in Marina del Rey, and they're all single. It's a good place to meet single guys who are 45, 50. They're divorced. They own a boat. They're single. And they want to meet other singles, too. They're all single. So I went to TGI Fridays, and I met this guy, and I had one too many sex on the beaches. And then he said, I have a boat. Why don't you come over and be able to... And, you know, I'm single, so why not? I went over, and I was on his boat, but I started feeling a little buzzed. And he said, why don't you just stay here? And I said, well, I don't usually do this on the first date. And he said, who's calling this a date? I mean, would you refer to, you know, the average person as single? Single is your 42-year-old Jewish cousin who's never been married. That's single. It's a specific kind of unmarried person. Your 38-year-old brother who's kind of slow. Single. Your diabetic nephew who has to take insulin every few hours or he's going to collapse. Never meets any good women. He went out to a mixer for diabetic singles. It's very exciting. That whole culture. You know, can I tell you something? I'm going to put this story away for now because now I'm on a whole different rant here. All right, I have to. I'll get to this in a while. If you are referred to as single, if you have ever taken a singles cruise, gone to a singles mixer, a singles dance, if you've ever engaged in computer dating or Snatch.com or any of these websites, you know what? You're desperate. You're not just single. Single doesn't quite do you justice. You are single and desperate. You are single and scared. You are single and willing to do anything with anybody at this point because you're afraid you're going to end up single for the rest of your life. You don't like being alone. You are alone, but you don't like it. Are you one of those people who comes home at night and you're alone and you trudge over to the refrigerator and put a lean cuisine in the microwave, of course piercing the plastic wrap to make sure that it's vented before you put it in the microwave. You put it in there, and you stand there pathetically watching it go around on the carousel inside the microwave until the microwave beeps and it's done. Then you trudge on over to the table with a plastic knife and fork, your copy of Maxim, and you're there eating veal parmesan that has only 350 calories. And you sit there feeling sorry for yourself, looking at the pictures of Salma Hayek and Daisy Fuentes and all the women you're never going to get. You won't even get women who look like you. You'd be happy just to vagina. You're desperate enough. Your mother and your sister, they know other singles. And they're going to introduce you. You realize people who go out for booty call never refer to themselves as single. Never. Never. Singles don't do booty calls. Singles go on dates. Singles go on cruises. Singles go to the church basement where they're having a social. Singles are the only people after high school who go to something called a dance. Last time most people went to a dance was high school, right? Oh, no, not singles. Singles go to dances all the time. They can't just leave it to fate. They just can't, go out, have a few drinks, have some fun, because, no, they have to feel like they've got a game plan to stop being single and become married. Are you one of these people? You know you're one of these people if your mother has ever set you up on a date, or your sister, or your cousin, or your rabbi, or your priest, because your priest might have asked you out on a date. That's a whole other story. That's how you know you're single. If you have ever been on a cruise ship aimed at other single people, you know you're one of these. Have you ever been to the synagogue where little singles get together? You and your rabbi and other Jews looking to meet single Jews. Ever done that? I know so many people have done this. That is when you have just reached your wit's end. That is when, I'm telling you, you're not a happy person. You're a desperate person. You can't leave it to fate. You know you're in trouble. Are you one of these people? Do you know somebody like this? I want to talk to you. Tom. 1-800-5800.
I think you're brilliant. I enjoy liking you and I enjoy hating you.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. All right.
Are you a single?
You know what I mean. Tom on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, what's up?
Just the ratings, Tom.
Nice. Hey, man, I'm pathetic, man. Really, I don't go on these cruises or nothing, but I got married a couple of years ago, discovered your show about 2 weeks after I got married to a virgin.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And now I'm divorced. And she got a settlement, big settlement, and I got nothing. I'm ready to move out of my already crap apartment.
How much did you have to pay her?
Thankfully, nothing, and no kids. But now, I mean, for the last 7 months, man, you describe me to a T, except I'm not eating the lean cuisine. I'm grabbing for the beer.
There's a lot of that, too.
Uh-huh.
And so have you ever gone to one of these singles events of some kind?
Well, my mom keeps trying to pressure me to go to this singles Christian dance.
Oh, my.
I know. I'm not sure. It gets tempting, but I mean...
It's tempting?
Well, like I say, I mean, you're asking for the pathetic guys to call up, man, and you know, in back in the day, it wasn't like that.
Isn't the idea of dating to get laid?
I'm sorry?
Isn't the idea of dating to get laid?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not going to find that at a Christian singles dance, are you?
Well, you might, but I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And have you ever looked into going on a cruise or computer dating or, one of those websites?
I've thought about it all, man. And in fact, I started calling one night these local classified ads. And
classified ads. I didn't even talk about the personal ads. That's
right.
Another
whole nother game.
Another indicator. There's two kinds of people who place personal ads: singles.
Oh yeah.
And total kinkoids. There's nothing in between. In other words, people who can't find what they want go to the trouble of writing an ad and paying to place it in the newspaper.
Exactly. I wouldn't pay for it, man. I mean, I wouldn't stoop that low, but I mean, honestly, it crosses my mind, some of these things.
How many hot chicks are advertising in the papers these days?
Oh, exactly. And you know what? You go through there, you know damn well that there's a bunch of ugly hoes up on that thing.
Well, but more importantly, they are singles. People who are desperate to get married. That's who places those ads.
You got it.
These are not people who just want to have a good time or go on a date or, have a few belts and then go home and get laid. These are people who want to meet a special individual, a generous gentleman, people who want to be swept off their feet.
Take care of their ass.
That's what they want.
Tom, you're awesome, dude.
Tom, thank you. Good luck. I'm out of time for the half hour, but good luck to you, Tom. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. More of your telephone calls are coming up.
The Tom Leykis Show.
4:30 on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, what's going on, man?
Not much, James.
All right. I just got in my car. I heard the topic. I wasn't too sure on the specifics of it, but I got a little story for you.
Mm-hmm.
About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago at the most, my girlfriend and I of 4.5 years broke up. Maybe about 30 days later, she's hooking up with my best friend.
Uh-huh.
To this day, I am still trying to get back together with her.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I mean, she was my first real committed girlfriend, and there's a lot of feelings there, And it's just something, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but...
Obviously, she doesn't feel the same way about you.
You know what, that's the thing, because I keep getting mixed signals from her.
No, you don't. She's having sex with your best friend.
Yeah, that's true. That's always on the top of my mind.
And she's always on top of something. And
but,
it's not you.
What about me?
It's not you she's on top of.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not.
There are no mixed signals.
No. And see, the hard part about it is that we got together when I was a junior in high school.
Well, that was a mistake to begin with, but, now you have to live with the consequences of it.
Yeah. I graduated in 99, and we were together for about a year after high school.
Right.
So, at the time of our breaking up, I don't know how to go out and meet chicks. Like, it's hard.
Because you've never done it before.
Exactly.
All right. So do people try to fix you up?
All the time.
Who fixes you up?
People at work, people at school, even my mom. My mom is really big on me hooking up with my neighbor.
Your neighbor?
Yeah.
How old is your neighbor?
She's 24.
Uh-huh.
And have you ever actually gone out with any of the people you've been fixed up with?
Not the people at work. I follow that rule to the T.
Okay.
I don't mess with the chicks in the office.
Right.
But a couple of the people at school, yeah. I mean, but see, the thing is, the girls that I'm being hooked up with are idiots. They're brain dead. They don't like to carry on a conversation.
That's great. Do they like to F?
Well, of course.
Oh,
Of course.
how? What are you complaining about?
Well, sometimes I like to talk to the other person.
Why?
Why not?
Because, pal, you are 22 years old. This is the era in which you should be getting laid. A lot. There'll be plenty of time to talk when you're old.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you doing? No, you are. Anyway.
No. That's what I'm used to, though. See, I've been used to having conversations with the other person.
But, pal, that's over. You know what? Your girlfriend couldn't care less about your best friend and whether he likes to talk. They're not talking. They're effing.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I was calling because I was wondering if you can help me out. Just give me a little bit more.
I gave you some advice.
Yeah, well.
Stop talking and start effing. You are a single. By the way, do people refer to you as a single? Do you refer to yourself as a single? I'm a single guy. I'm single. Do you do that?
Yeah, because when I've been asked about it, I say, yeah, I'm single.
See, that's the ultimate in pathetic. And by the way, when you refer to yourself that way, you have the stink of death.
Well, how should I refer to myself as?
As James.
So when they ask me
Saying you're single is telling people you're available. You know what? That should be apparent.
You know what? That's true, because I have found it more useful to tell people that I'm not available rather than being...
Don't tell them anything.
Point well taken, Tom.
Because when you tell people you're available, you're like a used car ad in the recycler. That's available, too.
You know what? I never looked at it like that, though.
Run's great. Please. You're available for what? Purchase?
For sex.
No, but you see, you're not even into sex. You're into talking.
Well, no.
You want someone to talk to you like your girlfriend used to talk all the time. You want to have a conversation.
Don't get me wrong. I'm into sex over everything.
After you've had a conversation.
No, prior.
All right, then stop looking for chicks who are capable of conversation. The less they talk, the more they F. Don't you understand that?
Yep. Listening to you over the years, I should have realized that a long time ago.
You sound desperate. That's why you can't meet chicks. When you say you're available or single, you are desperate.
I don't see it as a...
You know what? You're not available. You know what you're not available for? Marriage.
That is something that I don't think I'm ever going to commit to. So
Says you. You know what? You're exactly the kind who would.
No, I don't think so.
Please, if your old girlfriend would take you back and marry you, you'd do it in a heartbeat.
No, when...
Yeah, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
Because my parents got married when they were younger, and they're still together, and I don't know why, because they hate each other.
Well, and there you go. You could have followed in their footsteps. Sure enough, you had a girlfriend at 16. And now you're 22 and pathetically mooning after this chick as she bangs your best friend. And then telling people you're available or single. Pathetic.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go home and start looking for a chick to F, and I'm going to start it, and I'm going to keep doing it that way. Just as long as you can take me out with a bong hit, I'll be straight.
Of course I can.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I've talked to a lot of women, and did you know that a lot of women don't like your show?
Yes, I did.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. Attention all singles. Diana on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Diana.
Oh, my God. I was just driving home from a date that I had on the Internet.
You had it on the Internet?
Well, I met him on the Internet.
Oh, I thought you were, like, online chatting with him or something.
No, he had an ad, and I put an ad.
And wait a minute, you had a date at 2 in the afternoon or something? What?
Yeah, I had the day off today because I just got back from Las Vegas.
What kind of date does one have at 2 in the afternoon?
We went out for lunch.
Lunch.
Yeah, that's safe.
Well, see, again, boys, I hope you heard that. She said that's safe. That's why I tell you, when she says lunch, you say no.
Well, guess what? I looked at the bill, too, because I wanted to see how much it cost, and it was $58. So he spent $58 on my lunch, and I didn't even like him.
Wow, what a fool.
Exactly. And he was like, oh, I'd love to see you again. And I'm thinking, yeah, sure. Yeah, give me a call. He's only got my voicemail, so he can call me all he wants.
Right. So you call yourself single and you refer to yourself as a single?
Yeah, and I was laughing so hard on my way home just listening to you talk about singles because I put an ad on, too.
There we go.
And I'm really hot, so...
Well, if you're really hot, why do you need to place ads?
Because I really don't go to bars. Where am I going to meet people?
You can meet people all over the place. Are you kidding me?
Where?
First of all, in your life, at your job, in the course of your work, clients, I don't know what kind of work you do.
I work for an aerospace company in El Segundo.
Uh-huh.
And we don't have...
Yeah, I wonder which one that might be.
We don't have any...
It's not the one you think. It's the other aerospace company that's in El Segundo.
Anyway, I called to tell you that, you know what these guys...
You could meet guys at a hockey game, for God's sake.
Oh, I went to the hockey game in Vegas on Saturday.
Did you meet any guys?
No, I was with a guy.
You were with a guy. Did he pay?
Of course.
And who was this guy? I mean, does he live in Vegas?
No, he lives in Redlands, I guess you call it.
So
he's a fireman over
he
here.
bought you a ticket, a plane ticket, and a hockey ticket?
No, we drove, and he paid for everything.
I see. And did you stay in his room?
Of course.
And you had sex with him?
Of course.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Okay, so you've known him for a while.
Yeah.
And does he consider himself single?
I don't know.
Have you ever been to a singles cruise or a singles dance? Singles mixer?
But like I said, I put an ad on the internet.
Yes. Has your mom ever tried to fix you up with anyone?
No, she wouldn't try to fix me up with anybody because that'd be their nightmare.
Why is that?
Because I'm a real bitch.
No wonder you're single.
I want things my way, and I'm not paying, and they're going to take care of me.
Oh, boys, I hope you're hearing this. This is exactly what I warn you against, and now you hear what women like this are saying when you're not looking.
And they do pay, believe me.
Oh, I'm sure there are guys who do. That's why I have a class to teach them not to.
Oh, I listen to you all the time, and I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
You're the type I warn guys about.
Then why do they continually call me and take...
Because, you know what, the number one radio show in any given market has 10% of the radio audience. And so that means 90% of the radio audience at any given time is listening to something else.
Well, if they would listen to you, they wouldn't be taking care of me.
You're damn straight they wouldn't. And I'll bet 1 out of 10 guys probably doesn't, but the other 9 do.
Yeah, they do.
I'm sure.
Well, if you looked at me, you'd see why.
Uh-huh. Well, why not, since you were in Vegas, why didn't you just, go to the yellow pages, to the entertainment section, and sign up for one of the alcohol services? If you're that popular and you can draw that kind of revenue, why not?
Oh, they should, oh, you mean like be an escort?
Yeah.
I'm not a prostitute.
Oh, you're the next best thing to be in there, baby.
Tom Leykis. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
When you're 60, are you going to be with some young woman who doesn't care about you?
I have no idea. All I'll tell you is that Bob Barker's my idol. He's a guy who, 70 years old, gets sued for sexual harassment. That's my idol.
The Tom Leykis Show.
On 100.7.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Talking about people who use the term single to describe themselves and the people who try to fix them up. Anessa, you're on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement, Anessa?
It's a question.
Oh, how do you answer that question? Hello?
Hello?
Question mark.
Hi.
What's the answer to hello?
No, it wasn't a question. I just asked.
Oh.
I wanted to know why Tom keeps making negative comments about Jewish people and women.
Oh, you want to talk to Tom?
Yeah.
All right, please hold on. The Tom Leykis Show, as if you haven't guessed, 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Anessa on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi.
Hi.
I would like to ask you why you keep making negative comments about Jewish people and women.
What negative comments have I made about Jewish people?
Well, you just mention them a lot, and I was wondering.
Also, mentioning them is negative?
Well, it just seems
If
like
I mention Jews, that's negative. Can you tell me what's negative about it? I'd like to hear.
just the way that you say it.
Well, how do I say it?
You say it in a kind of sarcastic way, as if they mean nothing to you.
Really? My grandfather was Jewish.
Well, my mom's boyfriend is
I have a Jewish
He
girlfriend.
was quite offended as we were driving in the car listening to your
Offended
radio.
at what? I didn't say anything.
He was just offended that you...
Well, I really don't give a rat's ass if he's offended. He's too sensitive. I didn't say anything like that.
He's too sensitive.
Yeah, he's too sensitive. That's right.
Nazi.
Oh, a Nazi? So you would say that I'm the equivalent of Adolf Hitler? Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's just saying as...
Let's get the Anti-Defamation League on the phone. I'm a danger to the community.
I hate the way you're speaking at me, sir.
You know what? I'm the host of this show. If you don't want to be talked to this way, is a very simple solution. Don't call in anymore!
Okay, if you really feel that way.
That's how I
That's
feel.
my opinion.
That we don't want to hear your opinion.
Oh, okay.
You and your uncle are idiots.
You, Tom.
Oh, there it goes. Her and her filthy mouth.
See you next Tuesday, you bitch. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Was that her uncle or her mother's boyfriend, or who was that she was talking? Her mother's boyfriend. Yeah. Uh-huh. Shame what divorce does to children, isn't it? If her mother was ever married to her father at all. 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Adolf Hitler talking to Lynn. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Lynn.
Well, I was just calling.
You can just call me the Fuhrer.
How about Daddy?
A daddy is okay. You won't be the first.
Well, I was just calling in about being single. That's me.
You're single.
hmm
Now, you're only 23 years old, and you've already put yourself into the pool of single.
Well, I guess that's all that it is. I mean, that's all you can be. You're not with somebody. You're single.
Well, but that's not true, because most people I know who are not married and don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend don't use that term.
Well, what do they use?
I mean, all the guys on my staff are not married. All of them.
Well, okay, when someone comes up to you and says, do you have a boyfriend? Or are you dating anyone? You say, no, I'm single. Right?
When somebody says, are you dating anyone? I say, I'm dating everyone.
Well, I wish I was dating everyone.
But... but the point is, that doesn't sound desperate, like saying you're single.
So I just say, when they ask me if I'm single, I say I'm dating.
Single is a slice of Kraft cheese, American Singles. It is not a person.
Okay.
Saying you're single means you go on singles cruises. Have you been on one of those yet?
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
No.
Yeah. How about singles dances, singles get-togethers, singles night at the supermarket?
No, I'm too embarrassed, or I would. But
Too embarrassed, but but the point is you're not feeling desperate yet to that point. But when you are, you will.
I guess I will.
Yeah.
I'm not desperate.
Has your mother ever tried to set you up with anybody?
She would if she knew somebody, but...
How about anybody else? Aunts, uncles, cousins?
Yeah, I've had people try and set me up.
They're trying to set you up.
Yeah, but I don't really go for it. I mean...
Yeah, you're only 23. Why do people think you're so desperate?
I don't know. I guess because they know that I want a boyfriend. I just don't have one.
How do you rate on a scale of 1 to 10, darling?
I don't know.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you probably... When you say you don't know, that means you do know.
Well, I don't know. I guess I would say I'm a 5 in your standards.
A 5 in my standards. Is that an LA 5 or a Duluth 5?
An LA 5.
You're an LA 5.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty forthcoming.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Meaning, most women tell me they're an 8 or an 8.5.
Well,
You're a 5.
I'm not a liar.
Well, that's great.
I'm not delusional.
You're an honest single person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, being a 5, I understand why people are trying to fix you up. That's probably the issue. Lynn, thank you very much for the call. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.